Well, D.C. has requested the National Guard, and it's been denied by DOD. I'd like to know a good God reason why it's been denied. The whole Capitol is rampage. There's a picture of someone sitting in this chair of the Senate. We've all been evacuated. There have been shots fired. We need a full National Guard component now. We need help right away. Thank you, Secretary. Bye-bye. They have not denied it.
All right.
I spoke to the Secretary of the Army. He's given a full okay to give the National Guard. He said it was not denied. I'm going to call up the effing Secretary of DOD.
That was just before 3:30 p.m. on January 6th. The D.C. National Guard was not actually approved to move into the area until after 5 p.m. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan would have been on the original J6 Select Committee, but Pelosi couldn't have allowed that for obvious reasons. We now know why. And it's good to see you, sir. Your thoughts on the report that came out yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that Cassidy Hutchinson had said things that just were not accurate. I mean, she talked about this note that, was there, but we know Eric Hirschman wrote that note, one of President Trump's lawyers that she was referring to. We know that there was contrary testimony to, when supposedly President Trump went over the back seat and grabbed the steering wheel when the Secret Service were driving. We know that's not accurate. And it doesn't surprise me. We had actually worked on looking at Cassidy Hutchinson's, testimony. None of this surprised me, Rob, because I caught him lying about me several times. They altered an email, changed the punctuation, said that I had sent it when I had forwarded it from a lawyer who was the former inspector general at the Department of Defense. So it's like nothing surprises me with this group. I appreciate Congressman Loudermilk's work.
Yeah. The report states the failure to communicate the order in a timely manner has never been addressed by either DOD or oversight bodies, including the Select Committee. So that failure there, they've just overlooked all of that, which, again, speaks to the fact that the whole point of this was not to figure out what happened on January 6th. The whole point of it was just to severely damage Trump, to prevent him from ever being able to take hold of power again in this country.
Yeah, totally. It was designed to go after the president. Any evidence that was, positive for the president, well, we can't have that. So they just look like they ignored it, or got people to change their story and say things that, again, I think, but when you have contrary testimony, demonstrate that what they put forward was just not accurate. But what I think is amazing is this was just one of a multi-step plan to get the president all the way back to when the Russia collusion thing, to the Mueller investigation, to this, to the 14th Amendment, to the 4 cases, Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Jack Smith. None of it worked because the truth was always on the president's side.
Yeah. And, I don't think you have to be, for a lot of people out there, it's not that it's a sycophantic Trump thing, that he did nothing wrong. There were mistakes were made. After that election was a terrible time for him. We understand that. But the people that have called this an attempted insurrection, which is what they've escalated it to, have now seen their credibility so completely gutted by anybody who objectively looks at the facts of that day. The idea that Trump sent a mob to the Capitol to unleash them to try and hold on to power is just beyond ridiculous. And again, we can never trust any of these people. Anybody who's spewed the word insurrection about that day and still spews it this day can never be trusted on anything again. They're obviously partisan, so partisan that they can't even tell the truth when there's this much information all these years later. And Trump posted this overnight talking about one of them, who is Liz Cheney, saying she could be in a lot of trouble based on the evidence that's been obtained here. Broke numerous federal laws, according to the report. Violations should be investigated by the FBI. Witness tampering is no joke. Yeah. And the point I really want to make is that this is a committee that already, Trump was already set up to fail by this. Like, there was no way to defend himself. They already just stacked the deck against him. And yet still, she's doing a back channel communication with a witness.
Yeah, again, it was a rigged job to go after the president, no doubt about it. And how about this? It took them 4 years to tell us what we all suspected, that they had confidential human sources, which is a fancy name for spies, at the Capitol that day. 26 of them. Some of them were tasked to be there. The FBI said, we need you to go there. Others came. 4 of them went in the Capitol, broke the law. 0 were arrested. So, I mean, it took you 4 years to tell us that. You had to wait till after the election to get us that information. I mean, this whole thing, talk about government being turned on the very people it's supposed to serve, weaponized against we the people, example after example. And of course, the biggest example is what they did to President Trump.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news. No spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt tonight on Newsmax.